It may not feel like it, but Renegades is only 3 weeks away, and while some may say you can be prepared by doing stuff like storing bounties, I think the best way to prepare is just having the best weapons available to you. So here is my top 5 pick of weapons you can currently obtain, which will no doubt be great in Renegades. Oh, also the new gear bonus is being maintained for a year now, so these will still get the up to 10% bonus damage and avant-garde availability, though hopefully these systems can just be deleted as they kinda suck. At number 5, the gun which has held the kinetic slot hostage, Mint Retrograde. The only reason this isn't higher is because, come on, there's no way this doesn't get hit with some kind of nerf. But even at something extreme like a 50% damage effectiveness nerf, it will still be potent. My suggested god roll is rewind rounds with bait and switch. Rewind rounds is better than you'd think, as there is 6 hits per 1 ammo used, 3 impact, 3 explosion. This means that it goes into overdrive, giving back much more ammo than you would expect, allowing you to dump your whole reserves without manual reload. Bait and switch is an easy maintained 30% damage buff. There's flexibility options here in elemental honing for up to 35% if you can cause damage with other elements. You can even have it add clear mint, using Envious Arsenal for its ammo generation stat while enhanced, alongside chain reaction or one throw. Mint Retrograde can be obtained from any Pinnacle Ops activity, but do look out for it if it ever becomes a daily featured weapon, making drops much more frequent. Number 4, Ever-Burning Glitz. If you remember Multimac, a weapon which dropped from PvP and turned out to be the default PvE option for months, well, it looks like this might have happened again. This thing really is Multimac, but just longer. Same god roll perks of attrition orbs and kinetic tremors. And the reason it's so potent is the same too. Both of these perks require hits on target, so being the fastest rate of fire weapon in archetype makes it just the best option. Ever-Burning Glitz comes in at 720 RPM. Kinetic Tremors will be 11 hits on this compared to Multimac's 13. Attrition Orbs on this will be 38 hits. Attrition is based on a percentage of your mag size, so don't do anything to increase base mag. This only makes it take longer to activate. Instead look for alloy mag for quicker reloads, and stay away from backup mag as a mod option. With this combination it's just a fantastic workhorse weapon, providing orbs to fuel any build or surge synergy, while Kinetic Tremors adds in a lot of extra damage and AoE potential without any investment other than just firing the weapon. This does drop from Trials, which is only active from Friday through to Tuesday. However, with how the loot system currently works, you don't have to be a PvP god in order to get this to drop. Number 3, the only good thing to come out of Ashen Iron, Haliotis. The unique part about this rocket isn't just its random perks, it's more so the origin trait Bray Legacy. This will return ability energy to your ability closest to a full charge on weapon hit. Being a rocket, it has an impact hit per shot, and explosion hits too, with more tightly grouped enemies potentially increasing explosive hits, so you get more ability energy back this way. However, Haliotis rolls Cluster Bomb in column 3. This gives it a bit more extra damage or explosive reach, but more importantly it just adds a lot of extra hits, even when just used on a single large target. Side note that Galahorn Wolfpack rounds kind of mimic cluster bombs too, further increasing potential hits per rocket. This means a Haliotis with cluster bombs can give you full ability energy per shot. With the right setup, this means really strong outgoing damage. You could use pulse grenades on Arc Titan, throttling grenades on Strand Warlock, or Marksman's Dodge on any hunter to bypass reloading. These synergies and more have made Haliotis a great DPS rocket launcher, which can also be used in general gameplay too. Bipod in column 4 increases ammo reserves, and gives 2 rockets per mag, meaning more ability generation from your total reserves. Big hitters like Elemental Honing or Reaper's Tithe are present too, if you want to use the rocket itself for damage. Haliotis is very easy to obtain from solo or fireteam ops activities in the portal. Again, check for daily focuses. Number 2 can achieve best primary weapon status with the right setup, even without it, it's still incredibly potent, the Antidate. To make it the best primary weapon, you have to use this SMG with the Titan exotic Peacekeepers, which will provide up to 100% extra damage from just hitting consecutive shots. What makes this the go-to SMG though, is its god roll synergizes so well with this idea. You want rewind rounds and target lock. Rewind rounds will allow you to maintain the 100% bonus damage for longer, as you can extend the mag, while target lock reinforces the idea of holding down the trigger by providing an additional up to 45% bonus damage. Also, it has the origin trait Frame of Reference, which provides up to 7% bonus damage from landing final blows, and if you stow Antidate, it will put this trait's timer on hold, meaning you can store it for more upcoming threatening enemies. All of these combined make it incredible for both run and gun or sustained DPS. And the perks are so good that even without Peacekeepers, you will not be going far wrong with this role. As alternatives, Jolting Feedback is available instead of Target Lock, and Rolling Storm instead of Rewind Rounds if you're on Arc looking for subclass synergy. Antidate can be found in the Desert Perpetual raid. You don't need to be on the Epic version either, this can just drop from the base raid. At number 1, a weapon I've been using more and more as time goes on, and like others on this list, gets a lot of credit because it can do so much without having to jump through hundreds of hoops in order to make it good. Unwavering Duty, a solar LMG with an absolutely stacked perk pool, and just being in the right place at the right time. So these days heavy weapon DPS is not really the strat when it comes to bosses, and the viable heavies like Haliatus are really good because of their ability tie-ins, rather than the damage it's doing itself. So having a heavy slot which can mow through enemies quick and easy is nice to have. Also in Renegades we are getting the Praxic Blade, which will be in the kinetic slot. And let's be real, this thing is gonna be busted. Lucasfilms will probably make sure of that. The role you want with this is very flexible in column 4, but column 3 I really feel like 4th time's a charm is the play. If you hit your crits, this effectively doubles total reserves. The base reserves on this are already pretty good. There's also Incandescent or Rampage in column 3, these are normally reserved for column 4 due to their potency, so maybe it's just something to look out for. In column 4, 6 out of 7 options are great. If you get Tap the Trigger, unlucky. Killing Tally is premium ad clear, and has pretty strong synergy with 4th time's a charm. Target Lock also has synergy, but favours going against higher health targets. Onslaught's really fun, and provides both reload and DPS increase all in one, at the cost of using your reserves a bit quicker. Bait and Switch and Cascade Point offer DPS increases too, but need to be maintained, so I'd favour these a bit lower than other options. But any activity in the game, you actually can't really go wrong with Unwavering Duty. It can also be obtained from Trials of Osiris, again you don't need to be a PvP god for this. Finally, a few weapons which are not currently available, but do check your vaults to see if you have them. The Yeartide Apex. You want Attrition Orbs and Chaos Reshaped. This is basically an alternative for Antidate, but this one offers something different in the form of passive healing. It dropped from Solstice. Sinancia is the only featured sword to roll Eager Edge. This can be paired with Sharp Harvest for extra special ammo. This dropped from Arms Week. And that's the lot. Let me know if I missed anything or you have any underrated weapons you want to throw into the mix. Thank you for watching.